Welcome to the Christie Taylor Show. I'm your host, Christie Taylor. And here it is. We are entering into the month of September. And woo, do we have some amazing things happening in Memphis that I definitely want to share with you. And one of the greatest things that we have is the Southern Heritage Classic. And I am so honored to have as my special guest today, the very founder of the Southern Heritage Classic, an A-list promoter and the founder of the Southern Heritage Classic, Fred Jones Jr., a lifelong Memphian, has dedicated his life to entertaining others. Fred's activities in high school as a sportsman, both football, baseball, and basketball, as well as a trombone player in the band, influenced his love of sports and entertainment. Following graduation from Memphis State, now University of Memphis, he moved into the entertainment industry, working at STAX Records as a tour manager for the Soul Children and the Isaac Hayes movement until 1975. For over a decade, he connected with major agencies and produced concert series at the Hilton Hotel featuring world-renowned artists such as Lou Rawls, Nancy Wilson, Count Basie, Sarah Vaughan, Billy Eckstine, Emerson Able, Bill Cosby, Ray Charles, Tony Bennett, Jerry Butler, B.B. King, Tina Turner, Marilyn, McCoo, and Billy Davis Jr., Phyllis, Diller, and John Davidson. Now, beyond the hotel, he also produced shows featuring the Isley Brothers, the OJs, the Jacksons, Prince, Rick James, Stevie Wonder, the Commodores, Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, Parliament-Funkadelic, the Gap Band, Stephanie Mills, LTD featuring Jeffrey Osborne, Luther Vandross, and hundreds more. Even now, Fred continues to promote some of the top acts in entertainment. Most recently, Charlie Wilson, Fantasia, Anthony Hamilton, Babyface, Xscape, and the theatrical productions of Tyler Perry. In 1986, he founded Summit Management Corporation. The two T's, they are reaching the higher than usual peak. And 4 years later, yes, as he hit the 1990s, he brought his vision of bringing entertainment and sports together and founded, check this out, the Southern Heritage Classic. The event has evolved into a weekend celebration of cultural pride with the Jackson State versus Tennessee State football game, tailgating festivities, the Classic Parade in Orange Mile, concerts featuring both classic and contemporary entertainers, and much more. The Southern Heritage Classic, presented by FedEx, has proven to be a driving force for increasing revenue to participating universities, collectively earning, check this out, over $12 million since 1990 and adding over $25 million annually to the local Memphis economy. Now, Mr. Jones expanded into the professional sports arena in 2001. He was an original owner and limited partner of the NBA's Memphis Grizzlies. Now, Mr. Jones has blended his talent of sports entertainment with his love for education and the Memphis community with the formation of the Southern Heritage Foundation, which supports many local organizations, schools, and community groups. He is active in a number of civic organizations, including the NAACP, as a lifetime member, and spends, check this out, most of his leisure time on the golf course. We are talking about none other than Mr. Fred Jones Jr. Thank you so very much for being here on the Christie Taylor Show.
Christy, glad to be here.
You know, I've had an opportunity to interview you in my radio career, so I just want you to say that I feel so honored that you are gracing my new show. And of course, here we are, 2021, back at it again, here with the Southern Heritage Classic. Can you kind of just give us your feelings? Of course, you have a lifetime of achievements, but how do you feel in 2021 bringing it back again for the 32nd year?
Oh, it's special, but it's also a challenge. The fact that we didn't play last year, we had to cancel 2 years ago the football game. So he's almost getting back to a new start. Of course, the pandemic is something that we all have to deal with, and that's part of what we have to contend with for this year's event.
Now, of course, I know in 2019 and 2020, as you were preparing for the anniversary year and moving into 31, we did think that we were going to open during the pandemic, and there have been some changes that we want to make sure we highlight for those who are going to be coming to this year's game. Can you share with the audience about that?
Well, the biggest thing is for people to get vaccinated. That is the number one thing that helps the individuals, help their family, and help us as we move forward producing the event. And the other thing is for where possible, strongly encourage that you wear a mask, except we understand when you're drinking or eating. But if you will wear a mask, it's been proven that mask wearing or face coverings are a great tool to help mitigate the virus.
Now, Mr. Fred Jones, I also remember that there were quite a few venue and stadium changes that had really started in 2018, 2019. And that was about the clear bags, the clear purses, what you could and could not bring into stadiums. Can we kind of find out what the latest requirements are so where you don't have to lug out things back to the car if they're not up to code?
Well, the clear bag policy is a national policy for all venues, and you have to have like they said, a clear bag for they'll be able to see the contents going in. So clear, if you go to our website, southernheritageClassic.com, it has a list of everything that's you can do and everything that you can bring and everything that you can't bring. Yeah. So it would be good to check it out before you come to the game or go out to the tailgate.
Now, I have to say that my brother, who did not attend Jackson State nor Tennessee State University, he comes home every year for the classic, for the tailgating. Can you give us an idea what that's going to look like in this post-pandemic era?
Well, none of it is going to change in terms of the layout. We had 500 spots, sold out less than 4 hours back in early June. None of that changes. The big change is that while you're enjoying yourself, to wear a mask. It's just simple as that. And when you're not eating or drinking, wear a mask. So it will make it easier on you as an individual, on your family and your friends as you try to enjoy the classic tailgate. And the same thing going to the game. Mm-hmm. We strongly encourage everybody to wear a mask at all times, except when they're eating or drinking.
Now, is that the CDC mandate, or is that a Tennessee State or Shelby County request?
Shelby County. I mean, everything that we do, we're being guided by the Shelby County Health Department and the city of Memphis. Of course, the state is a part of that, and the CDC is a part of that. But our main direction, we're taking that from the Shelby County Health Department and the city of Memphis.
All right, Mr. Fred Jones. Now, of course, we're going to stay safe while we're tailgating. We're going to also be taking advantage of all the great vendors that are out there, as we have for over 30 years. Then there's the big game. But can we talk about the two new coaches for Jackson State and Tennessee State? This is major. This is major.
This is the first time that they will compete with each other, and it's made national headlines. It's a topic of every sports, every entertainment, every celebrity. Everybody's talking about Eddie George and Deion Sanders meeting for the first time in Memphis. And it's given a bump to the game in Memphis, and the spotlight, especially in the HBCU world, will be focused on Memphis. So It's a big deal. It's a bigger deal than the big deal. It is really huge, and I'm just glad that we're coming back after cancellation. Yeah. That we're coming back with these two celebrity coaches.
We're coming back strong, and I'm really grateful. There has been quite a bit of information about how Deion Sanders has even elevated, when you talk about the media, about how the HBCU circuit needs to be more well represented in media. How is that happening as you've seen from previous years?
Oh, it's absolutely tremendous. The classic itself had achieved a major profile, but just added to that. And I was reading something the other day where HBCU enrollment has increased several fold, and it's a large in part to the new positioning that a person like Deion Sanders and Eddie George has brought to the table, and is the schools are going to be the beneficiary of it.
Now, speaking about benefiting HBCUs, as I was reading even in your bio, your partnership with major corporations and the impact that you're having on the Memphis economy. Can we explore that and why you feel 32 years in that we're just getting started?
Oh, there's no question about it. I think we turned the corner in a big way. I've seen corporations step up and increase their funding to HBCUs outside of what we're doing with the Classic. They are encouraging internships and partnerships and promoting the fact that there's opportunities that are available to the school. So you're seeing that probably tenfold. It's changed so dramatically and so swiftly, and I think it's going to be, I think 3 to 5 years from now, we will see the real benefit of all of this.
Indeed, because whoever is going into school now, 3 to 4 years from now, and graduating, whether they're transferring or coming in as freshmen, how is that impacting Memphis specifically? Because neither Jackson State or Tennessee State are in our city, but we have so many alum who attended those schools.
Well, I was going to say that. I mean, you can go to different companies and do a poll of people that are graduated from either one of the schools, who are from Nashville or from Jackson, Mississippi, and you would be people that are already a part of it. They're already part of the Memphis community. So with all of this going on and the Classic able to come back, as strong as we are with the push for HBCUs, with the companies stepping up their recruitment, I think you're going to see something that's going to be outstanding. And we just laid the foundation for it to be even stronger as we are presenting the Classic this year.
Well, Mr. Jones, as I said, I'm so excited that you're here. And we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back and talk about the other festivities that take place that are must-see, must-attend events. We'll be right back. Wow, that's hot. I'm so excited about that. So we know we have the game. We know Jackson State, Tennessee State are going to be doing great things. And we definitely want to, have people aware, go to the website to make sure that you are in compliance with all the different regulations that need to keep us safe while we enjoy our festivities. Now, in addition to the game, can we run down what some of the different surrounding festivities and events that are happening this year?
Well, we're starting off with a fan favorite that we all have in your radio days. We have an old school show with Stephanie Mills and Jeffrey Osborne on Thursday night at the Orpheum. That's been a staple of the classic for many, many, many years. We have the luncheon where, of course, we have a speaker who was the new police chief C.J. Davis will be the special guest speaker. Of course, you have both of the coaches, and that's always was a fun time that we have. The two coaches going back and forth with each other. So it should be interesting this year, and especially with both of the coaches being good friends. So that should make it for a really fun time. On Saturday, we have the golf tournament. We have the Battle of the Bands at Whitehaven High School. We have the Coalition of 100 Black Women fashion show. It's been a staple of the class for more than 30 years. Of course, you got tailgate, and we actually start setting up for the tailgate on Thursday. So by the time we get to Saturday, it's a little city that's been built out there with all the tent companies, all the music, all the it's amazing how much gets done in a very short period of time. But everybody want to put on a good show, and of course to get the game itself with Tennessee State and Jackson State at 6 p.m. on Saturday. So it's a lot of activities. There's a lot of moving parts, and I have to reiterate again: wear your mask, and except when you're eating or drinking. That would help everybody. I mean, everybody would be much safer if we do that. It's not if it should be done. It's we should do it to keep everybody safe.
Indeed. And I want us to make sure that we heed our legend, Mr. Fred Jones Jr., because we want everybody to enjoy this weekend and be safe and be healthy as we wrap up 2021. And light and love to everyone who's going to be traveling throughout the region and the country to come to Memphis, to convene in Memphis. So super excited about that. So as we come up to the wrap up, what is the future for the Classic in your mind? Like, are there new things that you would like to incorporate? Because we know you now have the foundation. What else would you like to add now to what makes this work in this city?
This might sound a little strange, but I just want to continue to do what we're doing. You know, we've been disrupted because of weather, because of the pandemic, and this year we're going to get back on track a little bit. But with the companies coming on board and supporting the schools and HBCUs, with the city moving forward with some of the developments that they have, that's only going to enhance what we're doing with the Classic. I just think we just need to let's keep everything going in the way that we're going right now. We just had a lot of disruption that we've had to deal with and continue to deal with. We got a good formula. The Classic has become the pride and joy of Memphis. People don't want too much change from that. We just want to be able to enjoy our family safely, have a lot of fun, our family reunions, our sororities, fraternities, get together. That's what people want, and I think that we want to be able to continue to showcase that, and we will as we move forward.
And as we close, we know there are new expansions that are going to be happening at Tiger Lane and Liberty Bowl over the next couple of years. And I'm so happy to know that that the Southern Heritage Classic will always be an important part at that intersection?
Well, we have contracts between the two schools already in place through 2024. Have contract with the city for the classic through 2024. So we this momentarily turbulence that we're going through, once we get out of that, we have things in place that we can continue to move forward. Yeah. And we'll be able to move forward with a lot more force and a lot more support, especially from the city and county and our corporate community. So we're going to be fine, and with more students actually going to the school, it's just going to continue to enhance what we're doing with the Southern Heritage Classic, like it's enhancing the schools as well.
Well, thank you so very much, Mr. Jones. Mr. Fred Jones Jr., I appreciate you once again coming to the Christie Taylor Show. Thank you for the work that you have done over a lifetime in the entertainment industry, locally and worldwide. You have been someone that I've greatly admired, and I know you hear that a lot, but I just want to say on the record that thank you for being inspiration to me as someone in this industry. And thank you for the great work that you're doing with sports and entertainment in this region. Thank you.
Well, my pleasure, and it's, again, all the success to you and your show, and I think that what you're doing, highlighting Memphis, talking about the good things that are going on here, this is only going to make it better for all of us as we continue to go forward. So thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome. And everybody, be sure to go to southernheritageclassic.com. That's southernheritageclassic.com for all the details about the 32nd Southern Heritage Classic Cultural Experience right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you again, Mr. Jones. Have a wonderful day.
My pleasure.